Welcome back to another episode of the G.R.I.T.S Co. Here we are, Julian, of course. We have Tadian and we have Earl. And joining us today, we have Wendell Santiago joining us.
That road.
How are you doing?
You got all the R's. I'm doing amazing.
I pay attention to Spanish class. Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. Welcome to our show. We are so excited to have you.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course.
Of course. And thank you for offering, basically dedicating space and time for us today to make something beautiful with you. So we're excited to jump into that. But first, we do want to talk a little bit about the theme for this episode and just kind of what it's all going to mean. So we know, of course, we're going to be talking about connection during episode 6. And our reason for talking about that is just, holidays are coming up. We know people are going to be traveling. We know people are going to be meeting with family, going to their hometowns, going to homecomings.
It's going to be cold. People want to connect more anyway.
Okay.
All the things.
Connection.
Connection in many forms.
Yeah.
It's getting colder. But for all of those reasons, we want to basically give you all some tools, maybe just showcase how you can connect with yourself and with others.
Yeah.
So first things first, I think it's a good idea for us to talk about how we actually connected and kind of where that started. So yeah, take it away.
Well, we connected with Wendell at the Black Queer Creative Summit hosted by GLAAD back in September. Absolutely amazing. One of the most groundbreaking, needs to continue, transformative, amazing, visible spaces I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Wendell actually led us in a beading exercise, which was amazing. It was for a smaller cohort of us for advancing advocacy. And so that's how we had opportunity and blessing to connect with him.
Yeah.
And then us three, I don't think we've ever told y'all how we all met.
Yeah.
So friends, fraternity brothers, and good old gays, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
But we all met, I don't want to say college because it's college essentially.
Sure.
I met Julian and I met Julian his freshman year. I was a senior in college, and then I met Tadian my first year of grad school. So I'm a two-time Winthrop alum. Yes. But I met him during my first year of grad school. But I'll let y'all add to the connection piece.
So Julian and I met. I don't know why I smile so hard when I think about it.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah, it's my bestie for the rest of you.
Come on.
So, you're going to college, trying to meet new people. So we did the hashtag Winthrop 18 or whatever it was at the time. And we came across each other's profile. And I followed him and messaged him. But my thought was this is a guy that looks like me. And even though we don't have communication directly yet, I feel that we feel like each other. And there's something that feels like home just from picture and content and captions. I could gather a sense of belonging. And so I messaged him first, hopped in his DM, not in that way. And literally we have never stopped talking ever since. So here we are 9 years in. And he's my absolute best friend in the world.
No.
Even though he tried to keep you a secret.
Yeah.
So, y'all.
Well, to himself.
Drew did not want, when he found me and BJ, because we met him when he was a freshman, I fell in love with Drew instantly. He's been my little brother since. We bicker and argue like it all the time. But he would not bring Tadian around. He refused to bring, because he used to be like, well, where are your other friends? He's like, they don't have to come around.
So, and my reasoning, right? Okay. My reason for that was because to me, I have friends for very specific reasons.
Yeah.
And at that point in my life, I didn't feel led to mix and mingle my friend groups.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, these are my friends who are in my class, Tadian being my best friend, and then these are upper class men or upper class people who do fun stuff in the apartments that are technically not on campus. So to me, I was just
these are my grown friends.
These are my grown-up friends. They drink wine. Oh my gosh. They're
and
the
have
uncles
gay nights.
Right. The uncles and aunties of campus, of Black Woo. So yeah, and I don't really have to add anything to that. That's our story for sure. And when I met you, BJ, Queen, Anicia, Samantha, like we used to basically they used to steal me away. I was an underclassman. I wasn't drinking at their parties, and they were like, "Oh, you're one of the good ones." They used to tease me all the time because I waited till I was 21 to start drinking, basically. And so,
and haven't looked back since. I'm just
honey, more bubbles, please. Yeah. So when we were hanging out, it's just like, child, y'all are fun and cool and different and like and grown and like ready to take over the world. So I learned a lot from y'all's friend group, continually learning things from you, and here we are.
So what year were you in when they were freshmen?
When they were freshmen, that would be 2014, 2015.
Okay.
And that's when I graduated.
And you were a senior.
Yeah, I was a senior.
Oh, yeah, you said, okay.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he did it, because...
He was the cool. He felt he was cool.
Listen, so, yeah.
I wasn't mad at it,
cool
though.
man.
Like, it gave me... And I was very, very, very social.
Yeah.
So, like, I had a lot of friends. But, I like that he had home in y'all, too, you know? And a sense of affinity with you all. So,
Yeah.
I'll let y'all borrow.
Yeah.
Not borrow.
Wendell, who were you like connecting with at that stage in your life? Like, what was going on?
What was going on freshman year? Well, I was here in Atlanta, and I had two very close friends, Fred and Jason, and we called ourselves the Three Musketeers.
Okay.
We were all freshmen, so that was pretty much who grounded me. And then, of course, I was off campus often, being grown.
Yeah.
But
As we do.
because I'm like, oh, y'all are like, I'm from New York. So moving to Atlanta, I'm like, this is a smaller city. Like, I felt like I could really explore.
Yeah.
And so I was hanging out with, 24-year-olds, 17, I was like working in a late night lounge, like working the door. So I was very similar to you, like hanging out with people who are older, but that's just maybe because my siblings are all older than me. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, y'all kind of young.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like my two best friends. And, they're still around today.
Nice.
Cool. Well, we're going to jump into some other questions, but just kind of dive us into our simulation, I'd like to say, or experience for today. If you want to kind of lead us into what we're doing today, what do you do within that space, and then kind of get us started.
Okay, so today we're going to be making beaded bracelets using the stone tourmalinated quartz. Tourmalinated quartz. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But this particular stone is very special because it is formed at high pressure and intense heat in the core of Earth. And both quartz and tourmaline melt. And then when they cool down, quartz forms as fragments and it gets inside, tourmaline fragments and gets stuck inside the quartz. And so it forms this very special and unique stone. Tourmaline is a stone of your root chakra, very grounding, very big on balance. And then quartz is a stone that is closely related to your third eye. So being able to really connect with people on just a deeper level.
Yeah.
And so I use this stone for connection because I feel like when you are in a balanced, grounded, a clear relationship with people, you're really able to connect with them in a different way that really transcends, our physical everyday to day life. Like you guys have said, like since we met in 2013, that's the year I graduated. You guys have been connected, and it's because you guys really see each other. Like you said, he looks like me. See each other on a different level, and so. Tourmalinated quartz is the stone of connection because of that. It combines two stones. And then, of course, for me, we have hematite as well, which is also a grounding metal. So I use that to kind of just ground our intention. Okay. So, we have some Palo Santo here. We'll get into cleansing the stones first.
I love it.
Always the first step because you don't want any bad energy. We're all about good vibes. Don't want to catch anything. we've set the things. So
I love Palo Santo. I use that after all my sessions. When
Okay.
I'm done with the client to like just be like, I'm done with this for today. They're here for now. I use that Bible. Love it.
Yeah.
yes, I either if I don't have Palo Santo, I'll use sage, but. Sage has been kind of like controversial recently. People have like said like, "Oh, it's for indigenous people." I'm like, I am an indigenous person, but I use Palo Santo. Just kind of keep it clear.
Cool.
So you guys want to get started?
Yes,
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Let's get it. Let's get
So before we get started, there's going to be 3 different sizes. 16 beads is going to be for a small, 18 beads is going to be for a medium, and then 20 beads for a large. And so I'll show you. You can just get started.
Y'all see the packaging?
Look,
Come on now.
official.
Yes, I'm going to show you guys first. And
Okay.
then we'll So inside the packaging, you guys have a string. What you're gonna do is take that string out. You can put your beads on your board, choosing, and then you have your spacers.
Okay.
And so, you can do 1 spacer in between. You can do 2 spacers in between. That will of course adjust the size. I like 1, kind of keeping it clean and simple. But if you're gonna do 2, then
Okay.
you can also do 2. And then we also have 2 different kinds this time. I wanted to switch it up because last time. So I have flat on this side, and then you guys have the faceted ones. So, you can switch it up.
I'm not able to reach over. Okay.
We can
Pass the piece.
pass it over to you.
Okay. I like
Listen, so what led you to this work? Like, how did you get started here?
So in 2021, I'm a Scorpio. So we talked a little bit earlier about like the holidays and how around the holidays people start wanting connection.
Yeah.
I'm actually the opposite. Around my birthday kind of kicks off the holiday season. It's November 6th. Follow, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I really typically have gone within like hermit mode, not wanting to talk to people. Yes. See? And so in 2021, for my 30th birthday, I booked a solo trip to Puerto Rico. And I did that because, one, I was like, I want to get away from people and I don't want to I don't want to talk to anyone. But more, it's kind of just in a period of my life where I'm like, who am I?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm working at this corporate job that I thought would be cool and found out that I wasn't really happy. I wasn't really fulfilled. And I always knew that I wanted to do something special.
Yeah.
I wanted to care and nurture for people. So at first I thought it was like a tea company, and I was like, I really love tea. I want to share my love of tea with other people.
Earl, you love tea.
I love. Okay, hibiscus mint
Hibiscus.
or some moringa.
Okay.
I love moringa tea, but I always mix it with mint.
I'm at 16 over here.
Okay.
And so I went to Puerto Rico for my birthday with the intention of connecting with my heritage. Little known fact is I'm half Puerto Rican. But I was raised just knowing my black side, knowing like my grandma, and just knowing that the Puerto Rican side existed, but not really knowing much about them.
Yeah.
My parents didn't speak Spanish in the house. So I was just like, okay, like if that's the part that I'm missing, like let me go to Puerto Rico and find it. And so I went to Puerto Rico and had my birthday. That went cool. A couple of days after my birthday, on November 8th actually, I was like exploring Old San Juan, enjoying the art, and I came across a beading shop. Like I smelled an incense, was like, this incense smells really amazing. What is that? Followed the scent into the shop, and it was a beading shop. And in there, I like saw these beautiful beads. I'm like, oh, these kind of look like diamonds. And so I like started picking stuff up, feeling like I was a kid in like arts and crafts store. Wind up picking up these like white faceted Chinese beads with this heart third eye pendant. And then I brought it to the lady, and I just was gonna like take it home. And she was like, do you want to make this into a necklace? And I was like, you can do that?
Tell me more.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, for like $10, I'll make it into a necklace for you. Like, I'll even show you how to do it.
Oh, wow.
So she wound up showing me how to do it. It came out beautifully.
Okay.
And the whole time I was like, you feel like my grandma,
That's powerful.
Yeah, and really just walked away feeling like a baddie.
Okay.
With my new necklace.
Yes.
And my Puerto Rican hat. I felt more Puerto Rican than ever.
So describe the Puerto Rican hat visually. What is that giving?
What is it giving? It's giving big.
Big. Okay.
It's giving Farmer Joe.
Okay.
Meets beach hottie.
Oh,
Come on, beach hottie.
That's a description.
Yeah.
It's just this big like straw hat.
Okay.
I can't remember whether it had strings or not.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I like left that experience being like, okay, I want to share that with people because that was dope. I really felt like I was connected to my family, connected to my heritage. I'll always have that piece to remind me of that experience.
Yeah.
And now I can make things like this with my friends, different bracelets, different necklaces with my friends, and really just connect.
So speaking of connection, as we mentioned earlier, we started this entire platform of G.R.I.T.S, specifically talking about gays raised in the South and or experiencing life in the South, queers raised in the South, experiencing life in the South, and to affirm that lived experience and to bring light to that. Because other times we're experiencing that without a certain level of exposure or heightened exposure that other experiences get.
Yeah.
So particularly relating to connection and navigating that with other queer Black men, has that experience with connecting with other queer Black men been overarchingly like more positive or more challenging and negative? How would you kind of give some word to that?
I wouldn't charge it in a positive or negative way. I would say my first interaction with someone who was gay was someone in like 9th grade. His name is Brandon Scott. Shout out to Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
And he was like the out and proud gay. And I was like, oh, he's so cute. And he's just walking around like, I don't remember what club it was, but it was like the president of the Gay Straight Alliance.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of it.
In your high school.
Damn.
Oh, that's progressive.
Yeah.
Come on, New York.
New
With
York.
this, I'm about to say, well, it is New York.
Yeah. And just like him talking to me, like when you meet another gay and they know you're gay, but you're like, oh, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
So very much that. So he was very warm and nurturing. So that was like my first experience. So I think I've always kind of kept that experience to be like, hey, I'm not afraid of people who are within my own community. Now, when I got to New York City, because I moved to the city in like my senior year of high school, I remember like getting into the ballroom because of my boyfriend, being in a house and seeing like, oh wow, like y'all actually are a real legit family.
Chosen family.
Yeah, chosen family. And so that showed me like a different way that gays could connect.
Yeah.
And so, I would say overall, it's definitely been a positive experience. And I have now found like people who are my chosen family.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, okay, let me stop using the word family and like for my relatives, and let me use the word relative. I think someone at the summit said that.
Yeah.
It's like Okay,
Right.
relative. You my relative.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like blood doesn't mean family.
Yeah.
Because I love that you brought up, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said that helped you make the necklace in Puerto Rico felt like your grandma.
Yeah.
And so in my head, speaking for myself, when I heard it, I was like, oh, that sounds like home.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that the sense you got with her? Like it felt like you give me like a piece of home of that grandma feel?
It did.
Okay.
She was very warm, very nurturing, very like, okay, baby, like this. No, baby, no. And she could have just let me buy the beads and walk out. It didn't feel like she was trying to sell me anything. It was like,
let me teach you.
It was like spirit was guiding her to say he needs this experience. Yeah. Because as soon as I walked out of that, I was like, I need to do this. I don't know how. Like that was in 2021, and now it's 2023, and I'm launching my first necklace.
Yeah.
Right. So it took me 2 years to really think about it and think about like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, but like the beauty in all of that is that you went there to connect.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you ended up doing. Like you didn't have to look for it. Like the sense of smell, and this is why your 5 senses are so important. It's like once you detect something, like you said, you followed that scent, and even today you have candles here, so that it just shows like all of these different things are like kind of like tenets in your life. Like that's a beautiful story.
Yeah, my mom. So my company is named Linda and Lilo. Linda is my adopted mother. My mom's brother's wife, and then Lilo is my birth mother. And so Linda, one thing about her, she loved potpourri. Like there was always a candle, a potpourri, little things where you poured it in there and heat it up. Like that was my childhood. So if it don't smell, it's like when you walk into someone's house and it don't smell right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit down for too long.
Bye.
I don't want my clothes to smell like this when I leave.
So specifically, the holidays had a very unique scent.
Yeah.
So this particular candle is actually made by my sister, and it's like a holiday scented candle. So she also makes crystal infused products. Do you guys have a favorite scent?
Ooh, I love a teak wood.
Yeah, I like a teak wood. I was about to say oud as well. When you said oud, I was like, you about to say oud as well? But teak wood, oud are kind of like my home.
I like teak wood, but I also love a citrus flavor, but also lavender as well. So like even when I meet with clients, I always have essential oils, just like you said, bring you back to the room. I think essential oils are perfect for that. But sometimes I have lavender, they need something to calm them, or citrus to awaken some things. And so, but I love anything citrus, especially grapefruit.
Yeah.
Rose.
Rose is a good one too, right? For sure.
Yeah, there's like so much power in aromatherapy. I burn candles while I'm beading. I burn them while I'm reading a book. But it's like really, really grounding. And so the power of lavender, for example, which is one of like the most popular scents used in aromatherapy, is so powerful. So I would say like anyone who is feeling kind of crazy around the holidays, like find your favorite scent and just start there.
Yeah, I like that we were talking about holidays and your chosen family. I do want us to get into that because one, we also know holidays can be very exciting for people, or for some people it can be very anxious or anxiety provoking because one, us as queer men of color and black men, you might, if you've been in the South, going home could be a trigger for you because you might have to regress a bit or to protect yourself. But also it could be a lonely experience for some people. And so also we know seasonal depression is real. When the cold months come in, that's less sun, that's less vitamin D. You gotta do a little bit of extra work to get that serotonin boosting. And so how do you all navigate the holidays or even navigate spaces that might not feel like home always in the soul? How do you all navigate that?
That's good. Yeah, right. That's good. So for me, This one is still a work in progress. Just because there's been so much loss in my immediate family over the last 3 years, so I find myself sometimes just not really wanting to be home because it doesn't feel how it felt when I grew up, you know. And you all know I lost my father and my brother within 2 years. So I just don't really necessarily feel like home. It doesn't feel like home anymore, you know? And like my family, of course, is still there. And I'm the one that's living the furthest away. I might as well be in California, child, just with everything. But I'm still finding how to honor like the family members that I lost while showing back up like in those spaces, like being in our house and literally there are like 2 empty seats and stuff, so it's tough. But I've been telling myself not to run away from it, so I go home still. And I'm kind of in a space where like I'm just more honest with my brothers and my mom just about like not really wanting to be there like for the holidays, like telling them like, hey, they're actually coming to Charlotte instead of me going home this year. So like stuff like that, like they're gonna come up and see me and like spend the week there. So like those are ways that I'm doing it currently.
It sounds like creating a new tradition.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like the familiar could be triggering, and so I want to create something different. Kind of like what we talked about with Victor in the last episode. I want to create a new narrative, a new space going forward.
That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Another breathing moment there.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm always trying to get a pulse on where you are, so thank you for that moment. You know, it's so interesting. I feel over the past year, the most at home that I've probably felt my entire life with my family. And the correlation to that is directly tied to my coming into and me putting on Front Street, hey y'all, I'm gay. You know, because as a kid, you just live with that inside. You don't share that. Even if everybody thinks it, no one speaks of it. So when I got to college and I found my chosen village and family that felt home, I didn't have to explain anything because what's understood is already there. And I can just be. Like, I got to a place where I'm not adding anything after the word be. Like, I don't have to be. I can just be. Like, whatever that means. And as I got older and I had other spaces that I can just be in, going home I couldn't. I had to add words to the end of that. And I felt like I was suffocating. And I feel like I shared this on the first episode of our podcast. So if you haven't watched that, go watch it. But I started to feel like I was suffocating, and I hated going home. And that created such dissonance for me because I'm so close to my family. But I started to feel as though that love wasn't its true, authentic, agape form that it could be because I'm not able to bring all of me to that space now. And to still be carrying that at 25, 23, 22, whatever those years were, is unfair to me, right? So it created hardship and dissonance. But once I came out at 25, I go home now and I like breathe. And that doesn't hold space that used to suffocate me. That space is now, I'm able to now use that space to create new memories and new traditions and talk about other things that we do connect on, knowing that that is no longer put aside or I'm carrying that with shame. So I feel, I'm not holding my breath anymore. So now I go home and I focus on where do we go from here, right? And being able to lean into that has been beautiful. I love when we do that thing.
What?
Well, I think it's just honoring the space.
Taking pause. Listen, you know my favorite thing is take a pause. Silence is okay. I want to hug both of you.
Your hug for the whole group. Everybody's done beating.
Oh yeah, we are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So okay. I'm gonna give the floor back to you.
So everyone is done beating.
Mhm.
Cool.
I always do the most.
Before we seal, let me just make sure this is right. I'm missing one thing.
Sorry. I always just put too many on here.
It's never too many. You can never go wrong. All right. So in front of us, we have some Palo Santo.
It smells so good, y'all. When you light it,
I want to use this lighter in my pocket.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna light our Palo Santo.
It smells really
I love
good.
it.
It's like peppermint.
Use it on your plants.
Yeah, so Palo Santo for me, every morning when I wake up, if I have like a bad dream or I just feel like my energy is off, I light some Palo Santo. In this particular candle, it has Palo Santo and sage. It's called the Ultimate Smudger. So lighting that is super easy. But for the purpose of this, whenever I bead, I always light it. And then I just pick it up. And I just set the intention to cleanse my beads. So just the power of setting your intention. We've set the intention to connect today. We've set the intention to make a bracelet for connection. So now we can use that same intention to cleanse our beads. I'll put this back. And if you have a piece, you can light your own. I'm just gonna put it in the center when I'm done.
I saw you do this and flick it 3 times.
Yeah, I just burn it until it turns like a glowing red. And then once it's a glowing red, shake it out so the smoke.
Shake it out.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
Oh, right here.
There's some good smoke. And so like,
Here you go.
even afterwards, like, let's say you wear a piece of crystal and gemstone jewelry to a holiday party and you feel like, ooh, that was a lot. Auntie was doing a lot at that party.
Okay.
She said something to me and it almost took me out of my character, but I remained balanced. When you go home, if you want to like release and cleanse that energy, you can light some Palo Santo and really do it on yourself, but also for your jewelry as well, because it will carry that energy. And ultimately, just like anything, it can get full. So using some Palo Santo, or just really your mind, your breath, you can use sage if you prefer sage. We're just cleansing it. I would say once a month at least. Some people use the full moon and put the crystal jewelry outside or the crystals outside. So that's always a quick and easy way to do it. But I love Palo Santo.
I love that.
Beautiful. Gotta get my letter back.
Okay.
Okay, and so now that our stuff is all cleansed, we're gonna go ahead and tie. This is the fun part.
This is my favorite part.
Look, my wrist is small.
Okay.
Tadian, if you wanna help him size, if you want me to help size as well.
Let's see.
Let's make sure that the size is good.
Oh yeah, that is
Good for
perfect.
you.
Thank you.
Looks like you need some more.
I was so good at that.
Look.
Okay, accents.
I think you need 4 more. just a bit.
Just a bit, just a tad.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
How many beads do you have on there?
5, 10, 15. That was
perfect.
17.
Put you another second balance. Yep.
How many days, right?
Oh, 16.
You wanna?
Okay, so you probably want 18.
18.
Try it.
You wanna do it on this side?
Gotcha. I can do that.
Don't I have one on this one?
Mm-mm.
I only need one, dog.
Yep, this one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got
Uh-oh.
Well,
We
wait.
got a runner.
Wait a minute.
How many did I
We got a
lose?
roller.
This is the fun part when they start running.
Come back home. Is it just me?
Is it just me or is that Whitney
Is that
Houston?
Whitney Houston?
Dang it.
Thanks.
That hand.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Just a little.
Okay, I have my last one coming down the pike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're gonna have a little friendly competition, you guys. So when we start the tie, we're gonna see who ties their bracelet the quickest.
Oh, I already know I'm not getting that. I didn't have me do mine at the last one.
I do this often, and I try not to rush this part.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit behind you.
How's yours for size?
It was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, but say it looked perfect.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And yours is
Okay.
good now?
Yeah, and I'm good too.
Let me resize for you. Yeah. That's good.
Sweet.
Maybe you want to add one more just for
for
size.
Okay.
So have you guys, on our last workshop we did carnelian, have you guys had any amazing things happen to you since we last met? We set some intentions in that workshop.
We've had a lot of prosperity.
Okay.
I mean, we're here today, right? And
we're
so
here today.
since then, we've had multiple opportunities. We've had Victor. We're trying to Donnie and his film. So we've had a lot of opportunity,
Yeah.
but a lot of connections and new relationships, and watching that kind of grow.
Yeah.
So for sure, lots of opportunities have presented themselves.
Are you guys going home for the holiday?
I am.
My family's going to come up for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But for Christmas, I don't know. My mom wants to take a family trip. So I think we're going to, new traditions, we're going to be doing just different things. And we would always vacation during the Christmas holiday. But now, instead of going to the beach or going home, I think we're just going to start going out of state. And I got my little brothers there. Was a sneeze coming?
The sneeze is coming in. I'm holding it in.
Gotcha. I got my little brothers their passports for their birthdays
Come on.
last year, so now we can travel outside of the country. I want to go to Canada, but I know it's going to be cold and
Yeah.
stuff.
Niagara Falls is
fun.
really pretty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Around that time.
Really?
So I hear.
Well, we might do that. What about you? You have plans?
I am going to New York for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then for Christmas, I think I'm probably going to stay here in Atlanta. What I realized is New York is very cold during December. So if I have to choose one, let me go when it's somewhat warm.
Yeah,
Because you've been in the South for a minute, so that cold is probably hitting different now.
You said seasonal depression earlier. That's literally the reason why I moved to Charlotte initially and then Atlanta. It's because combined with other factors, every November through March, I would be very depressed. I would work a lot. I would work overtime just to avoid being alone in the house. Around holidays, I wasn't able to sit and connect with family because I was so overcome with grief. You know, just grief. Like you said, you lost your dad and your brother. I lost, my mom, my birth mom, my adopted mom, my grandma, all in a short period of time. So that grief, the holidays, reminds me a lot of my connection with them. And my mom was that person who was the glue, the spirit of the family. So, to be able to do things like this with you guys around the holidays is me living out that same memory of my mom.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of pushing through that grief, pushing through me not wanting to connect with people and really saying, actually my healing is in community, is in chosen family.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's so true.
Right.
No, that's beautiful.
Yes. And so with that, we will tie our bracelet
Okay.
Let's
and
get it.
seal all the connection juices in there. So I'm going to use this just to demonstrate.
Okay.
Easiest way to do a knot is just, left over, right, under, make your hole go like that. And so you can start with that knot. And I'll put it down on your board to make it a little easier. Because once you do that knot, you're going to pull it really, really tightly. Keep on pulling. And you're going to pull to the point where you're probably going to think it's going to break, but you're pulling to where you see that the knot is very small. And if it breaks now, you'd rather it break now than break on your wrist.
Right.
So, perfect. And then you're just going to do the same thing again, but instead of going, I said left over right the first time, it would be right over left. So. But the important thing is just to really stretch it out so that way that knot gets as small as possible. And just a quick tip, try to use your fingers versus your nails to not indent and weaken your cord. Katie, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. And we're just going to do 2 knots. Easier than last time, huh?
Listen, because I had to have you do it. I was like,
That's my little thing.
See, last time I was trying to be fancy with a surgeon knot. I'm like, you know what, let's do what the people know. Alright, so it should be good after your 2 knots, as long as you pull it really small. Looking good, this is 2?
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead and try it out for size. Tighter than your first one.
A little bit, but it's okay.
Okay, good. How about you?
these little raffles here.
Yeah, I'll cut it.
Get out my handy dandy tool.
Yeah.
Nothing quite like the second time.
Second time around. You're getting better and better.
Yes. Alright, so I'm going to cut yours first. Get closer to me.
Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, we're gonna get some close-ups. This looks so good.
Oh yes, for sure.
I'll do it on your wrist. Like a jeweler.
I like yours. It's like a gradient.
Yeah,
Did you do that on purpose?
I did. I have the blacks all together. I did 8 for new beginnings. And then
Come on,
I
neurology.
faded
All right.
to the others.
Alright, you wanna pop down?
When you said I had the blacks all together, I cringed a little bit. But
Boy.
Well,
we at G.R.I.T.S Co are not pro segregation. We
well,
Well,
But 8 is.
or you can call it inclusion.
it's an inclusion.
hello.
This is making a
Pick
space.
your narrative.
Come on, pick your narrative.
Indeed.
Truest form of inclusion can be
All
segregation. Could be that actually good. Okay.
What are affinity
I'll leave that there
groups?
for now.
I rest my case. Yeah.
Yeah, and that looks great with your outfit. Should wear it today.
Yes.
I'm changing it.
Bro.
It's hot.
Can you?
With
Hold
this,
that.
yeah.
I'll hold it. Don't trust me with the clippers yet.
Perfect.
A little bit of brown.
Okay. So yeah, so now we've made our bracelets. Now we have something that connects to ourselves. You know, always remember that the power is within us, right? These are just tools to things that are already naturally inherent within us. But the way that I like to seal my 26 affirmations for boys of color. So the way I like to seal my intention whenever I design a necklace or put on my necklace is whenever I put it on, I say an affirmation. So like this particular necklace is for clarity, and so every time I put it on, I just say, I am clear. Clarity comes to me easily, all of those things. So for this one, I would say like, I am connected. It's like a simple, easy one. But because we are in the presence of greatness,
Oh, goodness.
we're going to use these 26 affirmations for boys of color, available.
Maybe I mean.
Yep. Available. Where can they purchase this?
You can get on my website, so that is earlmartinlcsw.com. You can also find it on my Instagram, which is earlmartinlcsw. And they're great gifts, great for use for black boys and men, but really for anybody.
And we'll link it below.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
along with the candles and Wendell's
Candles.
amazing business.
Yes. So how do we want to do it? Do y'all want to pick your own, or do we want to?
I could do it random.
Yeah, let's
see
trust the.
See what the spirit is giving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's.
Come on, shuffle.
I cannot do
That's a
that.
fresh pay.
Right.
So it might not. You gotta break them in.
Okay. Listen, I've been like learning how to shuffle cards recently, because I've been
Oh, it's different.
dabbling more with tarot,
Okay.
and I can't say I'm the best.
Well, you might just have to do an old school shuffle.
Okay. What's the?
Just
Matter of
I
fact.
got you.
Yeah.
Look, the stress of black families and cards.
Okay,
Like
look.
shuffling them cards, you can offend
Okay.
them.
You just gotta.
Okay.
1, 2,
'Cause
3.
it can get very. You ain't yelling at me. We're not playing space yet. Just relax. Okay.
All right. So then, go ahead and pick it.
Okay. Are we all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Did you pick yours?
No.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So my affirmation says, in moments where you feel no one understands you, where you feel your voice should not be heard, remember that your voice holds power. Don't lose sight of the gift that is you. Self-affirmation, my voice is powerful, my voice will be heard. My voice will be heard.
Yes.
And used to connect.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll go. So, brown boy, that reflection looking back at you in the mirror deserves all the love, respect, and patience. If you stay in alignment with these things, there's nothing that you can't do. Self-affirmation, I am brilliant, I am bold.
So mine is, you cannot rush your personal growth.
Sorry. That's
me right there.
You cannot rush your personal growth. Although you should always challenge yourself, your growth will take time. Reject the rush and endure your own path. Written by Julian Holland, actually. Self-affirmation, I will be patient in my personal growth.
Yes. Why don't you pull in, Jill? I was wondering when y'all was gonna pull the cards you made.
And you said, why did you choose the number 8?
New beginnings.
Alignment.
See how that works?
So mine says, brown boy, do you recognize the glory and magic that is your being? The grace and power that is you? You're a wonder, you're supernatural. Self-affirmation, I am celestial, I am magic, I am amazing.
I am celestial. I am magic. I am amazing. So, my voice is powerful. My voice will be heard.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So yeah. So every time I put on this bracelet, I will say, "My voice is powerful. My voice will be heard. My voice is powerful. My voice will be heard." And then I go about my day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how my morning starts.
Cool. Nice. I am brilliant. I am bold. I am brilliant. I am bold.
Okay. I will be patient in my personal growth.
I am celestial, I am magic, I am amazing.
Beautiful. So you guys have these beautiful things. You guys can always store your bracelets in there when you're not using them. It's also really great to like clean them as well. It's nice velvet. But you'll take a Palo Santo and just stick that in each one, or if you have the one that you have. Yeah, you have. Okay, cool. Yeah, so just pop that in there, and then I just kind of like leave it. So like on my desk, I have a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for making some intentional jewelry with me today.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
So, tell the people where to book, purchase, follow, all the things.
So my website is Linda and Lilo, LindaAndLilo.com. Also available on Instagram, at Linda and Lilo, as well as Facebook. And my personal Instagram also has a shop because we don't want to lose y'all.
Hello.
Wendell.me, WENDELLDOT me. And yeah, thank you guys so much. But a little birdie told me a little something. Told me that someone has a birthday this week.
Oh, it's I. It is I.
And my fellow Scorpio. So I want
But
to.
we pulling stuff out of our pockets.
What's first?
Oh my gosh, surprises.
Oh,
Something special.
Oh, is it a birthday gift?
It is a birthday gift. It's a happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Should I
open it?
open it now?
you should.
You can.
You're not gonna open it. Come on, look, my nose is.
I never win anything. This is so unexpected, but thank you. Oh my gosh, is it a necklace?
Oh, and it goes with your bracelet.
Yeah.
That is everything.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Look at all that connection.
I know.
All that connection.
I love
I really
that.
appreciate it.
Oh, and the fastener?
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding?
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy birthday. So you're actually one of the first 3 people to have this necklace specifically. It's coming out in December for our holiday collection, well, part of our Freedom collection for the holidays.
Yeah.
That's freedom.
So yeah, that one is called Connection.
Ooh. Thank you, Wendell.
The first
Oh
one
my
to
gosh.
Love that.
So, everything that Wendell just said will be in the box below. But we want to thank you all for tuning in to episode 6. Continue to follow us at the G.R.I.T.S on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, and please leave a comment below. We thank you all for your continued support. We're out.
Bye.